So do you feel stuck in a rut? Well, part of the problem is you don't know how to have fun or let go. When you let go, everything flows. The people and resources show up. This next episode of La Dolce Vita, the formula for fabulous living, my guest is going to share her philosophy and her formula on how to unleash and let go and align yourself to feel confident with who you are and reach your highest potential. So stay tuned. Frankie Lee, dimmi, qual è senso della vita?
The meaning of life is to live la dolce vita, which is the formula for fabulous living.
Hi, my name is Heather Picken, and welcome to the La Dolce Vita Show, the formula for fabulous living. I'm the catalyst in helping you to be more confident, create your dream business, and attract elite clients and live a fabulous life. Here's Heather helping you to upgrade your life to
fabulous. Upgrade your life to fabulous. Right, Frankie? You're fabulous.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of La Dolce Vita, the formula for fabulous living. Yes, every time I say that, I feel like I am Italian. I'm actually Irish, but I lived over in Florence, Italy, and I just like to have fun. I like to have fun. I like to let go. And today is actually a great episode because I have my guest, Tara Romano, and she's going to be talking about the formula on how you can unleash and let go, let your hair down, get wild, and really, be empowered, because this show is all about empowering women in your business in every aspect of your life. So Tara, thank you so much for being my guest today.
Oh my gosh, Heather, I'm so excited to be on here. I was checking out so many of your other podcasts, and you have so much energy and so many amazing things to say. So I'm really honored.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And just to share a little bit about your background, I always like to instead of reading off the bio, I want to share your journey, like how you evolved yourself and your business to really helping empowering women with what you're doing today in the world. So if you can just give us a abbreviated version, that'll be great.
I will give you the Reader's Digest version. So I've been in fitness for, almost 20 years now, which is like aging myself because I still feel 25. And I was never a dancer, but I got into dance fitness probably about 10 years ago. I started with Zumba, and I was at the gym that I had been at since I started, and I really didn't have any room to grow. So when I left and I went to this other place, they wanted me to create a new format, just something different they wanted for the type of gym I was going to. So I created this program called Tone Tease, and it really evolved over time. At first we used towels, but it was just a little bit more of sexy dancing, basic fitness and dance moves with a sexy edge. And then we incorporated chairs and then heels. And then we started to put our hair down and wear lipstick and concentrate on not only comfy clothes, but clothes that made us feel really good. So over time, I watched a program evolve as I was evolving. But the biggest part about it was I watched women at the beginning of class maybe feel a little uptight with their arms crossed, not really know what's going on. And then within the first few minutes of just moving their body, just let go. And that's where the terminology unleash and let go came. And in this class, it's not like you come in and I just turn the music on and we flip our hair or crawl on the floor. It's nothing like that. I really create the space for women where there's no judgment. They could feel comfortable in their own skin. I share a little bit about my journey so they can open up a little bit more. And that's really the Reader's Digest version. So now, I've traveled so many places. I've been in front of a lot of women, and the feedback I get is just incredible. It helps not only with the inner self, but in the areas of business and their areas of relationship. And it's just such a great thing to witness.
I love that. It's funny because my background, I started out in fitness, competed in bodybuilding and figure, and was a personal trainer. So I understand how powerful it is to allow yourself to let go, use your body as a way of working out your problems or feeling confident. So the clients that you're working with in your class, what are some of the benefits or things that you've actually seen transpire over the time that you have been working with them?
Yeah, so it's interesting because some of these women I very well only see one time. And I've literally watched within minutes them just kind of let go. So for example, obviously the setting is important. That's why I don't just turn the music on. We definitely talk a little bit about what's going to happen. We start with intentions, and that's something I like to do in my everyday. So what we say when we do some power moves, I'm beautiful, I'm fearless, I'm confident, I'm a Tone Tease diva, and I'm ready to get my sexy on. So it's like we're yelling these things out and adding these really powerful movements to it, and like kind of like swaying back and forth before we even turn the music on. So already then they're like letting things out. Then we put the music on and just kind of move. And some of these women haven't moved their body like that or let their hair down and just thought about themselves for just that short of time. So that's number one, just within that first 5 to 10 minutes. But then as the class goes on, and some of these classes are only 30 minutes long, but we do this thing, and I say to them, it's called Flaunt It, where we're walking. And I mean, everybody walks every day for the most part, unless you're really sick or something and you're in bed all day. But I say to them, what are you usually doing when you're walking from your car to the store or like to your house? And they're like, looking at my cell phone or looking down or something like that. And that's so the truth. And I feel so strongly that as women or as people in general, if we just kind of put that phone away, like lift our head, look at people in the eye and just stand and walk or strut, I like to say, the energy that we give off and get back is just so different. So we do these sexy walks, and then I show them how to like, quote unquote, like bend over and pick your pen up like in a sexier way. So it's just fun. So I get messages back from them like, oh, I strutted to my car. Like I walked down the food aisle so differently and it felt so good. So these are simple little things that you can do at work and just be silly, have fun. But if you actually do some of the workouts and some of the moves, it's toning as well. So it's everything. It's from the inside out.
I love that because, you're talking about, being confident is really key. If you have a business or in any area of your life, being more confident in your relationships, or if you want to attract someone, if you're not confident, then you're going to put out the wrong vibe, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
So I love what you're teaching there. And let's go back to your story. So what were some of the issues that you struggled with in putting your business out there and being confident, maybe in your own skin, or just confidence in general?
Yeah, it's so interesting. And that's why I feel like sometimes I come into these classes with like thigh-high boots, I'm, like fit, and people just automatically can assume, because we do that just in human nature. And I like to share my story of struggling with weight. Like that was a huge thing. And with food, when I first came out with this business and decided to make it a real business and do certifications and master classes, in the beginning, I was so consumed with followers, numbers, comparing to other businesses, like wanting to look like these other businesses and dance programs that were just so elite to me. But it was just, I did this for like a good 2 years. And at one point I was like, I don't even know why I'm doing this program anymore, because I was working in such ego. I was working with the wrong people. My vision wasn't there. And it's like, why did I start this class in the first place? And it was for other people. And I was making it so much about me. So I kind of took a step back, and I realized that I was looking for like that happiness outside of me. So I wanted the followers, I wanted the body, the success. But what I found is, even if when I got there with whatever business, like I still didn't feel happy. And I'm like, what am I chasing? So that's when I took a step back and I just started doing the things that I loved again. And that was teaching and like connecting with women and just sharing this. And it kind of brought me back to that place, like, oh, this is why I did it. And like what I was following was just not the right, in the right place. So I do like to make parallel this class with other people, women's businesses, whatever it is, or their relationships, whatever it is that they're doing, because I feel like they intertwine in life, right? And the confidence aspect of it, like, yeah, like in my business at first, I wasn't confident, because I think if I was, I wouldn't be comparing as much. But again, like we learn from our mistakes, and I definitely did. And I love sharing it, because I feel like if I was at that place, I know someone else is as well.
I just love what you said, because I can relate to that so much. When I was in comparing myself to other people, oh, I should be doing this over here because that's what everyone else is doing.
100%.
And it looks like they're successful. And then you get in your head, and then it's a complete mess, because it's not who you are authentically. And then that's never going to translate into building your business and brand that is most aligned with you. So it's like you kind of had to go through that, find yourself, find your own confidence group. I just absolutely love that. I cannot express that enough, because I think now more than ever, we're so connected online through social media. Women, in general, they're comparing their bodies to other women. They're comparing their business. I'm not successful. So what you're saying is like, you got to own it, girlfriend, right? You got to feel confident. And once you do, then everything else, kind of flows, right?
It really does. Like when you're hitting that resistance, like you're going to attract the wrong people. You're not going to move forward. You're going to feel like that inner guidance system. It was talking to me the whole time, but I didn't listen to it. I'm like, no, I have to push forward. I have to do this. It's supposed to feel miserable in the beginning, but it wasn't the beginning anymore. And I wasn't getting anywhere. And this thing that made myself and other people so happy was just, I was anxious to even, work on it. So when I took that step back and I got in more alignment with myself and what the true purpose of this was, it just, everything opened up and I just felt so much lighter. And I think even as I presented and taught these classes, the different energy.
I love that. I love that. So just being you and going back to that moment when you kind of hit that rock bottom, did you start feeling like sick or tired or stressed out? And when you said you kind of took a step back, how much time did you give yourself? Did you give yourself a couple days, a couple weeks? Was it a couple months? Like what exactly did that look like?
Oh my gosh, that's such a great question. So I actually was moving from California back to New Jersey, and I didn't want to, but my father was sick, and that's why I came home. And I was going through a breakup. I just felt like everything was just kind of, I was in that place where I'm like, oh my gosh, everything's kind of falling apart. So that's when I kind of stopped. I took a step back. I actually gave myself, I want to say like a good 4 or 5 months. I really gave myself time because I was always with all of my businesses. I'm just such a grinder. It just was in my nature to work that way. And I felt like if I wasn't working that way, like who was I? But when I was waking up and feeling just like empty and not wanting to do anything, I'm like, this is just no way to be. Like no success, no business is worth this. And you know what I mean? So I did. I gave myself a good 5 to 6 months. I felt like it was over the summer up until the fall. And then I started to teach again. And I started to teach regularly. I went back again to the things that made me happy. I kind of got out of that like dark place. And I feel like we all get there. And it's okay to take that time. It's not good to sit in it. And I was like not doing nothing for 4 to 5 months, but I definitely took the time to like reevaluate what I wanted to do with this business and how I wanted to move forward. I connected with other women that were doing things. I surrounded myself with really inspirational people and people close to me. So that helped as well.
I love that. Yeah. I love the fact that you said you gave yourself time to kind of figure it out. And I truly believe like when you're having the quote unquote chaos in your life, if you truly allow yourself to give yourself that time, that you're going to find the answers. And we have to actually be in that space. We actually have to attract it in order for us, to get clear. So I appreciate that. I just think that's so empowering for women to hear and, be able to heal themselves as well and know that it's a journey, right? We always talk about the journey instead of the destination. Like, oh, I'm going to be really happy when I get over here, but enjoying the process. And, let's also tie this into the body. It's funny because we do have parallel paths. So I had an issue being overweight, just being all over the place. That's why I got into fitness in the first place. Mm-hmm. So if a woman, and this does tie into confidence, if she has a business, but if she's on her journey of getting healthier, looking better in her body, whatever that image is, how do you share, like, what's your philosophy about stop thinking about, okay, I'm going to be happy when I'm a size, whatever, instead of just focusing on the journey? Like, what are some information or like little golden nuggets that you can share?
Oh my gosh, this is probably one of my favorite questions. And every time I'm speaking before I teach, I always share this, and I think I said it earlier in this, but happiness is not in the end destination, because we never really get to the end, because then there's always more. So like whether you want the body, the boyfriend or the husband, the house, the money, whatever it is, you have to find the happiness along the way. And so some of the ways to do this, because it's like, yeah, okay, great. Like, how do I do that? Right. So, and it's going to look different, I think, for everyone. But number one thing that I have found that has worked over the years, because I've just been such a student of personal development for like 7 years now, and is just gratitude for where I am. And anytime there's resistance or something that I feel like is not going my way, there's always expansion in that. And you might not see it right then and there, but I find that gratitude, even for the simplest things. I know it might sound silly, but when you're in it, these help. Like the fact that I'm breathing, that I have people that love me, that care about me, that, you know, I'm going to grow from this. I have a meditation practice that has evolved over time. You know, it's different for everyone, but I do find that quieting your mind is really helpful. Getting up and moving. And that's another reason why I love this class, because it doesn't have to be an hour workout. Moving your body is important for anyone. It helps change your state. It changes your energy. I even say to the women before a phone call or something that you're afraid to do, like, we talk about an alter ego. So my alter ego, her name is Eva. And that's where I can stand up. I do like some of my power moves, and, you know, I make that phone call or I write that email. So just these little things that, like, I might not be at the place that I want to be, but I can find happiness in all the moments throughout the day. And they're not going to all look good. It's like a big roller coaster life. And days are like a roller coaster too. But I just think those few things really help me stay grounded. And then really setting boundaries too. That's a big thing. Like, so I know women especially, I find there are yes people. Like, I know that was me. So just like really protecting that really helps along the journey of, you know, wherever it is that person wants to get to. Like, just knowing that there's steps along the way that can keep you in it.
I love that. Yeah, I agree. Like meditating and setting those boundaries. It's so critical. Now, I know when I was going through my issues, it was just years ago, so I would compete in bodybuilding and fitness, and I was following advice at the time of someone that was supposed to be like the best of the best. And what happened is I created this metabolic damage in my body, the constant dieting, eating low calories, doing a bunch of cardio. And I honestly didn't want to live. I looked in the mirror and I'm like, oh my gosh. I even went to a doctor that was supposed to be a specialist. He couldn't even diagnose it. And I had to self-diagnose myself by going online. And I'm telling you, what you're telling women to do is just like, you know, focus, meditate. As soon as I was just focusing in the moment, that's when my body would change. And it was one of the most challenging times I think I ever went through. And I cannot say enough you need to get the support of someone, and it's all, you know, it's all in between your ears, right? And how you're seeing yourself.
I think staying present is the most challenging thing for most of the world. Like, I know that's something that I work on so much, because we're always regretful of the past and like anxious about the future. And it just like causes so much craziness inside. I know that's where I was. And I think that this is for the first time in my life. And it took me 40 years, but I'm really doing great at remaining present as much as I can. And I created the tools to get back there when I need to. And it doesn't always look good, and it looks messy a lot, but that's where the journey happens. Like, there's no destination, because I've had the body, the money, the guy, the apartment, the everything. And I woke up, like you said, and I just wanted to go back to sleep. So like, I'm someone who had it all, quote unquote, but it like there was something missing inside. So that's where I was like, I need to take a second.
I love that. And I'm sure women can relate to you more, because a lot of times, you know, you see someone that has it all. They haven't really gone down the path of struggling, perfect life, right? And it's hard, I think, a lot of times for women to relate to people that kind of have that perception of being perfect and nothing ever challenging has happened in their life. So I think you are a great role model for women, empowering them, inspiring them with your work. So Tara, thank you so much for being my guest today. This has been absolutely inspiring. And where can women learn a little bit more about your program? You've got online programs?
Yeah, so no, I don't have an online program yet, but I'm working on it as we speak. They can go to my website, toneandtease.com, but I am across the board on social media as Tara Romano. I love inspiring and connecting. So I would love to talk to you if you have any questions. And yeah, you're so fun. You get so much done in a short amount of time on your podcast. I love them.
I love it. Well, thank you so much. And yeah, I recommend everyone to check out your work. If you go to the show notes, you can learn more about Tara. I went to her website. She has a lot going on. It looks like a lot of fun. She knows what she's doing, and she is empowering, inspiring women to what I call live their La Dolce Vita life. So
Love it.
thank you so much for being my guest today. And everyone that's watching, either it's on YouTube or you're watching on heatherpicken.com or iTunes, here's what I want you to do. I want you to rate, review, and subscribe, because that's how I get my message out there and empowering women all over the world, because my mission is to obviously get my message out to millions of women, and that's the key. So I want you to take these golden nuggets of wisdom that Tara is sharing with us today, and know that you can have the body, have the confidence, know that moving your body is important. And it also helps you to work out some problems that you might be having in your business or other areas of your life. So take care. Until next time, this is Heather Picken with La Dolce Vita, the formula for fabulous living. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So if you found this show to be fabulous, please share with your fabulous friends, rate, review, and subscribe on YouTube and iTunes. And I'll make sure I take a beatbox lesson, right? Or give my little chihuahua a bone. That's me. Fabulous.